Hello, this is OverlordBou, back with another ship review video, and today we'll be looking at the upcoming Tier 7 Premium Japanese Light Cruiser, the Tokachi. Now, the Tokachi will be the final reward of the upcoming Battle Pass. Players who pay for the Premium Pass and finish 50 stages will receive the ship, and you can just buy the Battle Pass with no stages. I believe it's either going to be $5 or $10 for the Battle Pass. You'd have to double check whenever it does come out. It's either $5 and $10 for the battle pass. Now there is a premium battle pass that gives a lot of benefits. That's for $25, but I don't think this is really worth it since the battle pass will be a monthly thing. So it's kind of like it's up to you on what you're looking for. But in the end, I believe the battle pass for the $10 or $5 is definitely worth it with the extras you get and the ship. But I'll let you all decide for whenever it all comes out. Now, I'll be going over my recommended captain build, module setup, followed by the ship stats, and finally, I'll give my thoughts about her performance overall. Now, first up is the captain build upgrades will be shown on the top right. You guys can pause it at any time to look at the build if you'd like. But anywho, spoiler, the Tokachi is just a Japanese Atlanta, so she takes a similar build to the Atlanta. Now, you can trade top grade gunner for IFHE if exclusively playing ranked. I like playing I do like taking IF. You can take IFHE if you want. Totally up to you. So you're a little bit of a preference there on that one. So if you want to take IFHE, you can. If you want to take up top grade gunner, you can as well. Now let's talk about the ship stats, starting with her armor and survivability. Now the armor will be shown on the top right. Now, the Tokachi has a 13mm bow/stern with a 25mm side armor with a 48mm deck and a 76mm belt armor. And the ship has 32,000 HP pool. It does have a large citadel and a 13% torpedo belt. Now, the Tokachi is somewhat better protected than most light cruisers. Her 48mm deck will shrug off cruiser HE, and her belt will bounce BB-AP. However, her citadel is poorly protected and sits very high above the water, so one misplay and you're going back to court. Now, if you can angle/dodge properly, then Tokachi is surprisingly durable for a light cruiser. However, one unlucky BB shell will easily spell doom, effectively making her a weakly protected ship. Now, next up is her main guns. Her main armament is 6 twin 127/50 guns with 12 guns in total, which is a lot. You do have a 13.6 kilometer range with a 7-second base reload with a 7.2-second 180-degree turret traverse. And for the Tokachi, all of the guns are 360. Just pinch. Now, it can fire 37 degrees off of the bow and 32 degrees off of the stern. Now, it has 2150 HE shell damage with 21mm of HE pen, a 9% fire chance, and a 221k HE DPM. Now, the AP shell damage is 2200 with an 8mm overmatch, 45 through 60 degree ricochet angle, and a 226k AP DPM. It also has the same ballistics as the Shimakaze DD line. Now, the dispersion is going to be shown on the top right. Now, the Tokachi's guns are similar to Kagero's, but with much faster turret traverse and better range. In essence, she is pretty much the Japanese Atlanta, and she also uses DD caliber guns. Compared to Atlanta, Tokachi shells are faster and easier to aim, which is really nice. They also have a good HE DPM, but struggle to pen heavy plating, even with IFHE. Now, believe it or not, Tokachi also has 120mm secondaries. However, they are so bad that I'm not really going to go over them at all. So don't even worry about them. Don't just throw them out the window. Don't even worry about it. Now, let's talk about her torpedoes. Now, the Tokachi has 2 triple launch 610mm torpedoes, 3 per side, 6 in total, and carries a torpedo reload booster. Now, these torpedoes do 17,233 damage with 12 kilometer range and a 60 knot speed and a 70-second reload. Now, despite carrying less torpedoes than her tax-free counterpart, the Omano, the Tokachi's torps are surprisingly good due to their fast reload and good range, and the torpedo reload booster. Now the torpedo reload booster lets her throw more tarps when needed. Now, though she has good torps, the Tokachi should still be treated as a gun cruiser first. Let's move on to the anti-air defense. You get 3 inner plus 1 outer for the flak, with the long-range DPS of anti-air being 105, mid being 35, and the near being 7 DPS, which is literally nothing. You only get 7 DPS from the near. The longest anti-air range is 5.8, so just want to put that out there, 5.8 kilometers. Now, practically all of the Tokachi's anti-air is concentrated in their long-range aura. Now, once penetrated, there's practically nothing stopping the CV from dropping freely on her. Her long-range anti-air isn't even good, meaning CV should have no trouble smashing her, so prepare to just dodge. As for her anti-sub capabilities, she gets maximum of 1 charge and 1 depth charge per attack. That does 3,400 damage, has a 30-second reload, and it has a 6-kilometer range. Now, the Tokachi does receive the same ASW as other Tier 7 cruisers, so pretty much average. Now let's cover her maneuverability. She has a max speed of 34.5 knots, a turning radius of 750 meters, and a rudder shift of 8.8 seconds. Now, the Tokachi has a surprisingly poor maneuverability due to her large turning radius, but at least she is one of the faster Tier 7 cruisers, and also the fact that all of her guns are 360, it still makes it where you're able to still shoot pretty well. So now up next is her concealment. For the concealment, it's 11.8 kilometers base, and with the aerial detection being 6.4 kilometers base. Now, the best surface detection is 10.5 kilometers, and the best aerial detection is 5.8 kilometers. Now, the Tokachi's concealment is somewhat high for a DD caliber light cruiser. This actively hampers her capabilities as she struggles to get close enough to where her guns are effective. Moving on, let's go talk about her consumables. She gets a standard cruiser damage control party that has a 5-second immunity period and a 60-second reload time. Now you do have a standard hydro, the 3 base charges for a superintendent with a 4 kilometer surface detection, a 3-kilometer torpedo detection, and a 100-second active time, the 120-second cooldown. Now you also get a catapult fighter planes, which are 3 charges base, 4 fighters per squad with a 60-second active time and a 90-second reload time. Now you do get the torpedo booster as well with 3 charges base, 4 with superintendent. It lowers the reload of the torpedoes to 8 seconds and has a 240-second reload time. Now, it does carry a torpedo looter blaster, unlike most of the cruisers. Now that I've covered the Tokachi stats, I will now talk about her overall performance. Now, my overall impressions of the Tokachi is that the skill floor is medium, with the skill ceiling being medium. The Tokachi is the Tier 7 Japanese version of the Atlanta, and also the first ship to be available through the Battle Pass system. Now, despite sharing many similarities to the Atlanta, Tokachi's playstyle is actually similar to other Japanese light cruisers. Basically, just throw out torpedoes and use guns to light fires. Her optimal range is unfortunately well within her detection radius, extending to 7 through 11 kilometers. This is a major problem in up-tier matches. Typically, Tier 9 combat ranges are usually greater than her max range. Like Atlanta, Tokachi should just make use of islands or smoke whenever possible. Now, torpedoes give you a flexibility, lets you operate in open water if cover is unavailable. Now, as the first battle pass ship, Tokachi fails to make a good impression. She does well when down-tiered, but up-tier matches is constant frustration. You just can't get close without exploding, and if you can't get close, then Tokachi performs poorly. That being said, she is a cheap ship and a port queen at worst. Hopefully, the future battle pass ships will be worth it. Again, the battle pass is $5 to $10, so in the end, I do kind of feel like that she's worth the $5 or $10 if you do plan on going through all the battle pass. I played it as an open water cruiser, and I had fun with it when I was playing Tier 7s and below. We're at Tier 7s, but when I went to when I was in a Tier 9 match with this thing, I literally just pure frustration, pure suffering. So if you get up tier in this thing, you're pretty much pure suffering. But if you're down tier to where you're fighting Tier 5s and Tier 7s or Tier 6s, you're going to do amazing in this thing. Now, again, I'd say for randoms, I'd say it's poor to mediocre. And for ranked, I'd say she's mediocre. She can still deal significant damage with the IFHE, but lacks utility renders her inferior to the Atlanta, since the Atlanta does have the radar gimmick. But yep, that is going to be it. Thank you guys all for watching. If you guys have any questions or concerns, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I did have 2 replays for you guys to watch, so I'll let you guys watch both of the replays fully so you guys can enjoy that and see different perspectives on different matches. So if you guys enjoy them or not, definitely let me know overall what you guys think of me just having the replays like this where it shows the scores at the end and it kind of just rotates in the next replay. Definitely like you guys feedback also for these NDA videos. Since I haven't been doing the best mentally, I kind of feel like my videos have kind of been slacking, so I do apologize for that regard. I will try my best to kind of up the quality of them where I can. But anyway, again, I also with the battle pass, since this is going to be the first battle pass ship, I'm really interested to see how the battle pass system, how everyone's going to feel about it. I know that not everyone's a big fan of the battle pass system, but I think for newer players, and even for players that, like, you know, they get on every day to play, or they feel the need to get on every day, I feel like that this battle pass kind of gives them more of a reason to maybe get on every day. Or if they don't want to get on every day, it will rather come back weekly. Because whenever I was going over the battle pass on the test server, there are weekly tokens to get for the battle pass and there's daily. But I think if I remember correctly, if you play every week 2 days a week, or 2 or 3 days a week for the 4 weeks, I think it's like 2 days a week for the 4 weeks, so 8 days total. You're able to get the battle pass all the way done, I believe. So it's not super hard grind. It's not like a dockyard grind. It's a lot simpler than that. And the missions for the battle passes is really easy. Just get like get a certain amount of base XP. It's really simple. It's not like overly hard. Like get like millions of damage and stuff like that. It's really simple. It's a really simple system for the battle pass system. But yep, if you guys have any question or concerns, leave them in the comments down below. But this is OverlordBou. I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the replays, and I'll talk to y'all later.
みんな援護射撃をお願い。
敵軍が優勢になりました。 完了しました。